Okay, let's take a quick look today at what happens if two segments are tangent to a circle and they meet at a point outside of the circle. What happens is these segments are equal to each other. So think of these, I always like to think of them as ice cream cone questions, because if you look at the pictures and the diagrams, they kind of look like an ice cream cone. So that's how I like to think of them to help me remember. And basically all we are saying is if you have, here is a tangent segment, here is a tangent segment, they meet outside of the circle, that means that the two segments are equal to each other. And this is a simple two-step equation that we can solve. We're just going to add 23 to both sides, and we get 7x equals 84, and x would equal 12. If we wanted to double check that we were right, we could go back in and just substitute that 12 in there and get 7 times 12 minus 23, and if we did it correctly, it should equal 61, which it does. So we're just going to do a couple of very quick examples here because it's a pretty basic idea. We have, again, we're looking at our picture. Here's a tangent. Here's a tangent. They meet outside of the circle, which means our two segments are equal to each other. Again, this time we have variables on both sides, so we need to move those variables first. So let's go ahead and move our 2x over to the other side. And we get x minus 4 equals 1. If I add 4 to both sides, I get that x equals 5. And if we just double check that that makes a true statement, we could go in and we could say 3 times 5 minus 4, 15 minus 4 is 11, and 2 times 5 plus 1, 10 plus 1 is 11, so we know that it's a true statement. Okay, let's just do one more quick look here at one more example. Segment, tangent, and they meet outside of the circle. Therefore, we are just going to set our two segments equal to each other. And again, we've got a two-step equation here where we need to get our variables on the same side. So I'm going to go ahead to keep my variables positive. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides and add 3 to both sides. And when I divide by 2, I get that x equals 5. We can double check that we are correct, going back up to our example up here, where we could put 5 in for x. So we would have 4 times 5 plus 7, 20 plus 7 is 27, and then 6 times 5 minus 3, 6 times 5 is 30, minus 3 is 27. So if you would please go to, when you're done with your notes and looking at these problems, go to joinmyquiz.com and you will enter code. Let me get that for you, just a second. So your code is going to be 386505551. And when you're completing these questions, please make sure that you complete it at least an 80% accuracy. Thank you.